Okay, so instead of a game this time, we're going to be watching a movie. So let's just go ahead and see what we've got. Okay, it's the live-action Double Dragon movie from 1994. I honestly forgot this existed. Not because it's bad, but just because it's kind of a forgettable movie, to be honest with you. I wish this was more like the games. That's honestly what I feel like whenever I watch this. I wish I was playing the games. And I really wish the story had followed the games more, because that probably would have been a much better movie.
You know, the very complex plot of Double Dragon, where a bunch of guys show up, punch your girlfriend in the stomach, and you have to go and get her back. And then, of course, the follow-on to that one in Double Dragon 2, where Miriam dies. Which probably explains why we didn't get a sequel to this movie. You know, obviously they don't want to kill off Alyssa Milano. That really wouldn't have been great. But yeah, that's probably would have been a much better movie than what they made. But at the same time, they were probably thinking, oh, video games, this needs to be kid-friendly. Let's cut out all that kidnapping and murder stuff and just, you know, stick with a couple of kids who just beat people up. They don't actually kill anyone. And we'll, you know, really lean into that post-apocalyptic stuff because, you know, that would make a much better setting.
Well, that's not the story here. No, we get a more family-friendly film, which is largely closer to the cartoons and to the fifth game. You know, the ones that really weren't that, you know, the fifth game that really wasn't that great, and, you know, they kind of ignored it when they released Double Dragon 4 about 20 years after the fifth game had been released.
You know, looking back at the video games, I guess they had to do something to kind of stretch this movie out into 90 minutes. So we have, you know, post-apocalyptic Los Angeles, or New Angeles, which is what it got renamed to in 2007. I mean, we all remember that, right? Basically, an earthquake happened, turned the city into just a wasteland. The federal government abandoned them. And we have the richest man in the world who, for some reason, wants to grab this amulet so that he can take over this one city. I feel like he could have just bought the goddamn city. He really doesn't need this. He's got all the money in the world. He could probably just hire people to do this, but, you know, it's a movie, so we need to make our villain just incredibly inept. And then we come to our two people here. I'm gonna call them Bimmy and Jimmy because these guys kind of suck. They're really... I really think these guys are awful. And they don't deserve to be called Billy and Jimmy, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, the earthquake thing, that comes back every once in a while, whenever the movie thinks that it matters. We'll get back to that one later, but Bimmy and Jimmy are fighting. One of them has half of the amulet, which is given to them by their, you know, lady friend, who happens to be, I guess she's teaching them and taking care of them, even though I'm pretty sure she's the same age as they are. This is a really weird movie. From watching this, I feel like all of the Double Dragon games and the movie and the cartoon, they all take place in different universes. Like, there are just a bunch of Billy and Jimmy Lees running around in, you know, alternate universes, alternate realities, and they're all doing weird stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering what a Bobo's first name is, it's apparently Bo. So he's Boa Bobo. Isn't that wonderful? This is like a really confusing universe. The bad guys can just find people, like they do here. Apparently, people know each other, but it's never really explained except for in these awesome exposition dumps, which come across like this is just an amazing B movie. It's great. Yeah, Bimmy and Jimmy seem to be pretty oblivious to the world around them, and their, I want to say, sister mom doesn't really tell them anything. It's just kind of strange. They live in this abandoned movie theater that's like a jungle gym type thing, which I think would be really cool. I guess this is like their massive training thing. I'm never really sure what Bimmy and Jimmy do for jobs. It seems like they just go to martial arts tournaments. And this is a really slapsticky movie. It's kind of fun though. Jimmy actually does fight. Like he seems like a pretty competent martial artist. Bimmy just kind of does whatever he can do. He really sucks in this. Even once he does get his powers, he's kind of crappy. And if you were wondering, hey, when is Abobo going to come back and actually look like the Abobo from the game? Well, the answer's never, but a version of Abobo is going to come back. After a bunch of experiments are done to him, he kind of looks like this. And he doesn't do a goddamn thing in the movie. They give him the strength of 10 men. The effects look really cool. Like, they did a really great job of making this actor look a lot beefier than he is. But he just doesn't do shit. Like, he chases them around, and then, their sister mom, after she gets possessed by the bad guy, takes him out, and that's kind of the end of Abobo for a while. Yeah, a punching bag defeated him. And he's just kind of done. I mean, he gets blown up with the building in a little bit. But that's kind of it. It's kind of sad for Abobo. So yeah, the big bad guy, he can apparently, possess people. Which it does get explained why he can't possess Bimmy later, but I feel like he could have gotten the amulet in some way. I'm never really sure why he needs the amulet, but he does. And then he, sets their building on fire. There's a gas leak that was shown earlier because, of course, Bimmy was throwing bricks around and he hit a gas line. Jimmy might have hit it, but I'm just going to blame it on Bimmy. And, So the building blows up, kills their sister mom, and that's supposed to be this big sad thing that happens. It does lead to one of the cool parts in this. There are a lot of really awesome explosions in this movie. It seems like they put a lot of money into it. At least back in '94, they put a lot of money into it. And it could have been a lot better than what it was. But yeah, there are a lot of really great explosions in all of this. Like, the stunt work's really good. All of the makeup and everything looks really good. They make Abobo look really great. They make the bad guy look pretty cool at the end of it. But yeah, there's just not a lot here for some reason.
Oh yeah, and the movie tries to become the Warriors for a few minutes. It doesn't do that very well either. At least it's got the different, gangs in it. But these gangs, much like Bimmy and Jimmy, kind of suck.
Yeah, the movie goes through some weird shifts. Like, as I said, it becomes the Warriors for a little bit, where you just have a bunch of strange gangs. Some of them make sense when you look back at the original game. And, they've got a few of those characters in here. And then I'm guessing a bunch of the postmen who have been fired, they decide to get in on it. Instead of riding bikes, they have bicycles. I don't know what the fuck is happening in this movie half the time. I just know that Bimmy and Jimmy suck, and then, there's a lot of great effects. Oh, and the movie becomes Eliminator Boat Duel for some godforsaken reason. and it tries to fake you out into thinking that Bimmy and Jimmy died. They didn't, because why would they? There was still like a half an hour left in the movie when that happened. And then they come up with some other stupid ideas. Like, there's just everyone in this movie is just incredibly dumb, and it really made me want to turn this stupid thing off. I don't know. Like, the police are inept in this movie. The gangs are, for some reason, in charge when I think anybody could beat them up. Bimmy and Jimmy suck. Like, everything made me want to turn this off. And then, out of nowhere, Alyssa Milano decides, hey, I'm going to climb in this vent, and all of a sudden, I'm really interested in seeing where this movie goes all of a sudden. Don't know why exactly, but yeah, I just kind of want to see where it goes. One thing that they brought in from the games, usually at the end of the first game, if you're playing on 2-player, you have to fight each other to see who gets Miriam at the end, and they kind of play off on Bimmy and Jimmy both having a thing for Miriam. Miriam's Alyssa Milano, by the way. I don't think I actually mentioned that. Who is way more badass in this. I'm so glad that they gave her stuff to do, because she was just... in the game, she didn't really do anything. She gets to fight a bunch of different people in this. She's actually way smarter than Bimmy and Jimmy. She's running her own gang of vigilantes. She, defeats the bad guy's dominatrix friend at the end of this. It's pretty cool. I just like her character arc and everything. It's really awesome. Oh, and Jimmy gets kidnapped by the bad guys and possessed by the bad guy. Not really sure why the bad guy could possess him and not Bimmy. I guess it's because he had half of the medallion, but he wasn't really using the medallion's powers at the time. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I still have no idea why this guy actually wants the medallions when he really doesn't need them. I feel like he could just hire a private army and take everybody out, but whatever. Oh yeah, when he puts the medallion together, he is able to turn the lights out, which is fun. Not sure why that's his superpower that he gets when he puts the stupid thing together. I feel like he could have just bought the electric company and it would have been the exact same. He might actually own the electric company, but, whatever. And then, for some weird reason that's not really explained, he turns into this weird ghoul thing, duplicates himself, and they both have swords. So that's a thing that happened. I will say, those masks look really great. Oh, and this is when a Bobo shows back up, and suddenly, explains to them how to defeat the bad guy. Not sure why he knows how they do it, but he tells them to turn the lights back on. And then Alyssa Milano goes, turns the lights back on, and magically they're able to defeat the bad guy because of it. I don't know. This is just really stupid. I feel like if they had just gotten a flashlight, they could have beat him that way, which is just really dumb. It really makes no sense why they're able to win at the end. I think they just painted themselves in the corner and they were like, fuck it, turn the lights on. They kick him back together, which somehow turns the lights back. I don't really understand it. Their sister mom comes back, says some stuff that doesn't matter. When they put the stupid medallion together, they apparently, get new clothes. I really don't know how this medallion works in this world. It's very strange, it doesn't make any sense, and it's really, really stupid. So they beat up the bad guy, who actually... I love the bad guy in this. He is awesome. Especially at the end, where he's, trying to, convince them, okay, so... maybe I blew everything up, I destroyed your house, killed your sister mom, but we can be friends. Then Jimmy, possesses him. I really, this just gets confusing. But yeah, so Jimmy is inside of the bad guy now, smacks himself around, and donates $129 million to the bad guy, to the police department.
You think I'm bad? Where do you meet my lawyers?
So, I guess you guys will be taking off now, huh? Going to build your...
So yeah, that's kind of the movie. There's a little bit more at the end where a Bobo hops in the car. They have like one last joke for you. A couple more of the bad guys show up, and you know, they're looking to hitchhike out of town. But yeah, they kind of spoil a sequel, or at least tease it or something, like a sequel that we're never going to get. Whatever, though. But yeah, I like the explosions. I think Alyssa Milano's pretty good in this. At least I liked her in it. I like the fact that they gave Miriam more stuff to do. I like the bad guys. I think Bimmy and Jimmy suck. That's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a great day, everybody.
The Raiders Gladiators game on TV, and suddenly the house collapses.
How embarrassing, but it's not your fault.
It's everybody's fault. That's why you gotta go to Jack City.
Where you can choose from hundreds of decorator colors.
So remember, if you didn't buy from us, you don't know Jack City.
From the Hollywood Harbor to the